Good morning, YouTube. It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So far, it's very early, but it's not too early to claim your day. Today is June 12th, and we're going to be talking about top priority. Coming out of 1 John 2:15 through 16. Morning version is the NIV version. Okay. The evening version of 1 John 2:15 verses 15 through 16 is the S as in Sam, V as in Victory version. 1 John 2 verses 15 through 16 reads, "Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and pride of life, comes not from the Father, but from the world." That's kind of confusing, isn't it? Do not love the world or anything in the world. Well, humans are in the world. We're taught to love one another. I don't know. Let's read the text and see if we can get some clarity. Text says, "It is so easy to fall prey to the wants and desires of the world. There's the latest this and the coolest that, and we have a hunger to own it all. We see our neighbor with the newest piece of technology, and suddenly ours seems out of date. Our friend shows up for coffee with a fancy necklace recently purchased from a high-end store, and we ache to add it to our own collection. There's nothing inherently wrong with shopping, and we're not sinning simply by making an acquisition. It's more about the priority we give our purchases than the purchases themselves. It's about the heart. Our prayer for today is, Lord, let me love you. Let me love you with my whole heart and put you above anything else in this world." The evening version of 1 John 2:15 through 16 reads, "Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride of life, is not from the Father, but is from the world." Well, see, here in the ESV version, it says, "Do not love the world or the things of the world." In 1 John 2, the NIV version, it says, "Do not love the world or anything in the world." Some say semantics, but I think it's important, right? To have clarity when you're reading scripture, right? Anyway, the evening text says, the world has many things that are shiny and attractive. When we begin to focus on those things more than on God and His goodness, we start prioritizing things and placing more importance on them than they deserve. It's hard to keep control over worldly desires, but with God, it is possible. Are you coveting all that the world has to offer? Or is the ache in your heart a yearning for Jesus' presence? Prayer for protection from the desires of the world, as pray for protection from the desires of the world as you finish out your day. Pray for protection from the desires of the world. The prayer for your evening is, or our evening is, it's hard, Lord, to put you first in such a busy and demanding world. Sometimes I just want to do it the world's way. I pray that you would forgive me for missing the mark and help me to set my eyes on you this evening so I wake up with you on my mind. Our question for ourselves today is, what are you putting first in your life, right? We talked about morning worship, morning prayer. We do our devotion every morning. And still we all fall short. Still we all can be guilty of surrounding ourselves with wants and not so much needs, right? I know for myself, I wanted a nice vacation this year. And at first it seemed like it wouldn't be possible, right? And I got an opportunity, and paying for that trip, it's going to be a big one, okay? All inclusive. I wanted that. That's what I wanted. I wanted all inclusive, okay? That was important to me. I just put a lot into it, making it my own special vacation. And I can't help but think I'm being selfish in a way, because it's going to require a lot of sacrifice in order to pay for it. But I think I've rightly divided the difference between this and just acquiring baubles, acquiring more shoes, acquiring more clothes or jewelry or things like that. I look at this more as a treat for myself, something that will bring me some measure of joy and help me to center myself. And so it's worth the sacrifice for me. No longer am I a slave to shopping and shoes and earrings and that type of thing. I very rarely ever, go shopping for those things anymore. I'm more, ever since COVID happened, a necessities person. It's all about the necessities, what I need, just getting what I need and sort of sitting on the rest. And I have to say that mindset has brought me closer to Christ. It has, because you're no longer focusing on these frivolous things. You're focusing on things that are truly important. You're making you're making the priority, that what you're doing is you're prioritizing being happy with what you have. That's what I want to say. You're prioritizing being content with what God has blessed you with, right? Now I say to myself, do I need this? Do I have something like this at my house already, at home already? Is it necessary, right? Because before you know it, you'll have a bunch of purses, a bunch of shoes, a bunch of earrings, a bunch of clothes, whatever the thing is that you're into, a new car, the newest of cars, and all of that. And you realize you're just repeating yourself, and none of these things are making you happy. None of these things are bringing you joy. None of these things are helping your mental health. Right? My vacation is going to do wonders for my mental health. And I'm so excited about it. I am. And I'm willing to give up all the baubles for it. Okay? That's what I've chosen to prioritize, to make a top priority for this year, 2021. And in doing so, I have put God first, right? Because I say, Lord, if you want me to take this trip, if this is something you want me to do, help me to get it done. And I trust God that he will help me to get it done, right? And I'm also saying, Lord, you blessed me with so much, I don't need another thing. I don't. Show me how I can clean out. Show me how I can downsize and bless someone else. Bless someone else that truly needs it, that truly can use these things, right? Give me the mindset to be modest in my spending, okay? Modest in my wants, and more considerate of what is a true need in my life. I'm telling you, when you look out there on social media, you will see that it is so gratuitous out there. You know, it's excess upon excess upon excess. I mean, we've got a rapper with a whole diamond or stone or some sort embedded in his forehead. And wow, we're just getting more and more and more frivolous as a world, as a people, with our spending, with our wastefulness, okay? And I think it's more important now, more than ever, that we prioritize God above everything else. The importance of being modest, being conservative, okay? Being lean, being flexible. Consider your priorities today. It's Saturday. Saturday is a big shopping day, isn't it? Right? Consider improving your backyard. Consider improving your front porch. Creating beauty in the space that you already have. Right? Consider, instead of going out and buying more and bringing it into the home, consider maybe selling some of the things you already have, the things you don't need, right? Now is a great time to thin out and to bless someone else, right? Consider doing that. Consider lightening the load. Because when you're not surrounded with all your baubles and your things and your whoosy whatsies and your whatsy notsies and all of this stuff, when you're not surrounded with that, you are more apt to be receptive to what God is telling you. You're not focused on stuff and things, you know? And I want to say this again. I've said it before in our previous devotionals about beginning your day with an affirmation, a prayer, appreciation for a new day, a new opportunity, worship. You know, start your day with Christ. Start your day with appreciating what God has done. Just in those few short hours, okay? He kept you safe. He kept your home safe and sound. And when you first wake up, God, I thank you. I thank you for another day. I thank you for this day. I thank you for another opportunity. And then pull out one of them old songs that you remember hearing your meemaw sing around the house as she cooked and cleaned. Get you a couple of verses of that. Get your body cleaned up. Get your face cleaned up. Go and have you something tasty to eat. Say your prayers. Center yourself before you enter into social media, before you enter into television. Spend some time with the Lord. Just thank Him for even waking you up. A lot of us get up and pop up and we feel like bada bing, bada boom. It's on our own. It's all on our own accord. You know what I mean? It's a given. It's understood. You're going to get up the next day. It is not. It is not. It is not. Right? Go through your closet and take your big old box, put it together, and pull that box to your closet door and go through your closet and empty some of those hangers. Just throw it in the box and seal that box up and take it on down to the Goodwill. Okay, and do the same thing with your shoes and with your handbags. And before you buy another thing to bring in to insulate yourself, to make yourself feel prettier, to make yourself feel more like one of the crowd, you know what I mean? Before you do that, ask yourself, do I need it? Do I really need it? Don't I have a brown purse already at home? Don't I have a pair of wedges at home already? Now, if your stuff is torn and tattered and raggedy, you got to replace it, you got to replace it. But ask yourself, do you need it? Even when it comes to food, do you need so much? Okay? Do you need to go out and buy an Egg McMuffin from McDonald's? Or do you have a couple of eggs at home and a couple of slices of bread that you can scramble and put together yourself a little egg and bacon sandwich and make your own coffee at home? It ain't about the $2 or $3 or $4 it would take to buy it. It's about appreciating and not wasting. It's about being thankful and not being gluttonous. That's all I'm saying. I wasn't always that way. Certainly COVID brought things full circle for me. We had time to really think about the things that we really needed as opposed to the things we wanted. We had time to slow down and stop indulging in fancy garb, which, don't get me wrong, I still got a few fancy pieces. But I realized none of that stuff is important. What's important is my health, the health of my family, okay? The well-being of them, shelter over our heads, right? I haven't had a car since last August. My car was totaled on August the 8th. I've owned in 2020. I haven't owned a car since then. I haven't had a desire to buy a car. I've rented cars a couple of times to go here and there, run errands. I haven't bought a car. When it comes time for me to purchase a car, okay, when I do have to purchase a car, I plan to do it very conservatively, because I realize now I spend more time at home than I do ripping and running the streets, right? When I am in the car, I'm only in there briefly. I don't work from the car. I don't use the car for my job. It's just to get me back and forth. So it's okay that I'm conservative with it. As long as it's mechanically sound, it's okay. It's all right. And if anybody don't like it, anybody feel like I'm behind in the times or I'm not, I don't have the latest, that has nothing to do with me. But God has blessed me. He has sustained me. And He has maintained me. And it would be an insult for me to go out and to waste, to be frivolous. It would be an insult. And I'm not willing to do that. I prioritize God over stuff and things, over wants and needs. And I'm not going to let this world shame me. I'm not going to let this world shame me. Okay? That's all I got for you guys today. I love y'all with the love of the Lord, and there's nothing you can do about that. Ask yourself, what are you putting first in your life? A lot of things have changed for a lot of people since COVID hit, since 2020. Okay? Interested in hearing what you're putting first. And my prayer for you today is that you will prioritize. I pray that you will prioritize God and the things of God over this world and the things of this world. I pray that you have the strength to do that, the tenacity, the wherewithal to do those things. Right? All right, honeybees, you guys go forth and have a beautiful Saturday. And until next time, mwah, I'll holla.